What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes, and this is gonna be a news and discussion video about the upcoming FEH update, which includes the new weapon refines, ephemera units, and also some changes. So I'll be sharing my opinion with you guys, and feel free to do that in the comment section down below as well. And when this update comes out, I'll be covering the weapon refines in a very comprehensive manner, so make sure you like and subscribe. So that said, let us begin. So this update is going to be having these new weapon refines, and let us begin with talking about them. So I'm really excited about Sothe's weapon refine because, as you all know, I use Sothe a lot on my free-to-play account for Aether raids, and Peshkats is pretty much a weapon that's kind of similar to male Morgans because it debuffs and also buffs up. So it could be like a similar weapon refine to male Morgan, and I wouldn't mind that personally because that would make him really good and really tanky. And you could also make his refine kind of similar to Saizo's star. That could happen, but I wouldn't want that because Saizo already has that. A Pelagian dagger would be pretty cool actually. His best weapon is basically Broadly Fan, but I'm not really too sure if they're going to be giving that as a preferred weapon. And then we move on to Fallen Takumi with that Scotty weapon. So believe it or not, I still feel like he has his niche with Chronia, especially in Aether raids, because with the presence of Duo Hindrance, Halloween Hector isn't that reliable for getting the damage on the enemy, and Scotty's 10 damage can actually help Chronia. It's not like a lot of damage, but still it's something. So Scotty's weapon refine, I would want him to give more stats, and also maybe have the skill activate every like 3 turns. So instead of just triggering on the 3rd turn, it should trigger every 3rd turn, and that could make it a bit better. They could even up the damage of this kind of skill. This is the first time this kind of skill is getting like a weapon refine. This could be called like a gimmick skill essentially, and it was like one of the first ones. It's really cool reference to Fates, but yeah, I would want him to get a really good weapon refine because I did used to use him quite a lot before, and maybe he could inflict more status. He does inflict panic status with Scotty weapon as well, so he's really popular. I think that this could be a really cool weapon refine if they just don't give him extra stats and actually improve the base effect even more. And then we have got Flora. So Flora was pretty much, I believe, the first one to have the Yu-Gi-Oh levels of description on her weapon, and that created a lot of discourse at that time, I believe. So her weapon just gives her -1 special cooldown and gives her +20 defense against any kind of melee range opponent in the player phase, and also gives her an auto follow-up. So maybe they could update the effect to be applicable to all kinds of enemies in the player phase. So even against mages and other range units, she will get +20 defense and an auto follow-up. And she could even get like other stats like attack, because she doesn't have the highest attack. She has like what, base 34 attack. So not the highest one, and she kind of works in the mixed phase essentially with the auto follow-up from her weapon in player phase, and then quick riposte, which is present in her slot B. So it will be interesting to see how they handle this. If they completely make her like a mixed phase unit, then they could just give auto follow-up for both phases. And then we have got Karla. So we have got a lot of incredibly good sword infantry units, and Karla has not aged all that well. Vassal's Blade does give you the true damage based on your speed, but it caps at +7. So because it's a really similar weapon to Giga Excalibur, I think that she might get true damage that scales off her speed, like 20% of her speed. So she wouldn't have any kind of cap on her true damage, and I think it would be pretty similar to Flying Nino in a sense. But still, like, even if she just gets the true damage and gets some extra stats, Ira is still gonna be better as an older sword infantry unit, so she would need a lot of effects if they want to bring her up to the speed with the modern sword infantry units. And then our seasonal refine is gonna be Spring Sharena. So her weapon, Munan's Egg, is pretty similar. I mean, I think that she's gonna be getting pretty similar weapon refine to Guntra's Chilling Seal 2, because it is pretty much a similar weapon that targets the lowest speed opponent. So maybe the lowest speed opponent will get debuffed for multiple stats, and then the opponents within 2 spaces of that target. So it could be pretty similar to Guntra's Chilling Seal. I think it's mainly going to be a support oriented weapon with the global debuffs, and maybe give her some extra stats to bring her up to the speed. So those are the weapon refines. I'm incredibly excited for Sothe's weapon refine because I use him the most out of this batch. So let me know who are you most excited about. Fallen, Takumi, and Sothe are definitely the two units which I'm going to be looking forward to. And then let's move on to the Ephemera units. So we're going to be getting... This is the first time we're going to be getting a free dual skill. Now granted, this is a tier 3 dual skill, but still it's a dual skill nonetheless. And this pretty much increases value of Azel, who's also on a mythic banner right now. So if you take this Hellbendy, and if you've got Azel, then you fodder off your Hellbendy for tier 3 version of the dual skill, and then you inherit tier 4 version of dual skill from Azel, as well as joint tone speed and also the rally up speed from him. So you could inherit all of the skills of Azel if you use the Summer Hellbendy. So definitely try to get this Summer Hellbendy no matter what, because if you get randomly pity broken by Azel in future, you could make use of Azel really well with this Hellbendy to any red infantry unit. And there are some really good red infantry units like Mail Morgan, Arvis for example, who are really good users of the dual skills. So I am definitely going to be trying to get this, and maybe if I get Azel, then I'll probably give this to my Selef. So incredibly good Ephemera unit, must have in my opinion. He also gives you rally attack defense plus. So I believe you could get the prerequisite from Jerome or Valentine Ellwood if you want to have this double rally plus skill and the dual skill at the same time. And then we have got a rather underwhelming unit as an Ephemera unit. So Summer Noir doesn't have anything for fodder. Coco Bow Plus is just too outdated. Infantry Rush is present on Brady, so there's really no reason to get her unless you really like her and you just want to increase a merge. So just try to get Summer Hellbendy because the other 4-star units are also really good. And we see Winter Felix, extremely popular unit, so you can try to finish up your plus and merge project by saving the Grails if you go for him. And even if you do not have him merged up, you can still use him as a fodder because he has got Swiss Sparrow 2 at 5-star as well as Reindeer Bow Plus. And Reindeer Bow Plus is a pretty good free-to-play bow, all things considered, having that guard effect and giving you extra attack and defense. So definitely a pretty good Ephemera unit. And then we have got a New York Keaton as well. So we actually have 2 Tempest Trial units this time, because in December we had got 2 Tempest Trial units in these two, so they both are getting rerun at the same time, which is really great. This means that we're going to be getting Pelagian Chris next month, and this also means that we're going to be getting Young Innes a bit earlier than before because these two got rerun at the same time. So Young Innes is a really popular merge project, so it's going to be happening in I believe October. Yeah, he's going to be getting rerun in October. New York Keaton does have attack defense link, and this is also present on Mordecai, but you'd have to upgrade him to 5 stars, so this is a pretty good unit to get if you just want to get the link skill. And if you want to merge him up, then this is a pretty nice chance to save some Grails. Ileana is also here, and she's a demote unit, and if she's a merge project, then this is a free merge. But other than that, she does have that Fox Stone, which is useful. Mirror Strike and Resploy aren't really all that useful. She's mainly going to be used for the Fox Stone. Klein is here as well, so we do get him for free this month in the 3 Heroes quest. And here he is as well as a free Ephemera unit. So if you want Deathblow, then yeah, go for him. And then finally we have got Nino with drawback. Doesn't really give too much to you other than that. So the Ephemera units this time around are really stacked with Summer Hellbendy, Winter Felix, and New York Keaton. So definitely try to get Summer Hellbendy. He's a must-have because this is the first time we've got a free dual skill, and this sets a precedence. Maybe they'll release other dual skill units which were seasonals in this Ephemera manual pool, so that just increases the value of the like tier 4 dual skill users because you could inherit multiple good skills from them at the same time. So I'm really looking forward to this. I hope they can give us more dual skills in these Ephemera manuals, especially the tier 3 versions, the old one, because at the end of the day we still have to pull for the tier 4 versions if we want to have an updated skill. But getting these tier 3 versions just means that we can inherit more premium skills from those dual skill units, and that is always really good for players. And there are also some other changes. We are going to be getting this new change to the skill search, and it's basically going to be showing the best skills. So here you can see Daylight and New Moon, the prerequisites of Soul and Moonbow Luna. And if you select the best skills option, then they just remove the prerequisite or the lower level skills, which is really good. So you're only going to be seeing the highest level skills, which is really nice and saves time from searching. So pretty nice quality of life change. And they also have some other changes. So Tier 11 will be added to Pawns of Loki. So last time they also made some changes to Pawns of Loki in terms of the scoring between advanced and intermediate, so it was pretty much incentivizing you to play advanced, and they also just disabled the enemy save skills, which were really annoying to face. And now they're adding a new tier. I'm really curious to see if they give us like a new trophy for this tier. So this is going to be the highest tier then. Against the teams which are really oppressive, now it will be showing the overlap between the danger zone and the units, the initial position of your units, which is marked by green. So now you can really see how many spaces your units actually have left against turn 1 initiation teams and dancer trap teams, I guess, or cav lines. So this is a bit better, always nice to see. And right turn is going to be upgradable to level 8, which is fine. New songs as well, one from Shadow Dragon and one from Fates. And Million Strike structure is also getting updated. And then Sonia and Young Innes are going to be added into the Grail shop. And Young Innes is just such a popular unit, so I do expect to see a lot of highly merged ones. And then we have got some other small changes, like the story movies will be moved to YouTube, which is pretty good for space management on your phone. Presentation elements of frontline phalanx will be adjusted a bit, and equipped skill sets is going to be adjusted a bit as well. Now this is the biggest thing out of these other changes. A portion of the AI's logic will be adjusted. So when using auto battles or during defensive battles in Aether raids or arena, the opponents, the heroes, will move to the position where they will be able to get an advantageous result from battle when they attack an opponent. So I believe this is the first time they've actually changed something in the AI's logic, because ever since the game came out, I believe that the AI has been same, more or less, pretty much the same thing. And this change is pretty big, because I think that what this means is that the AI will try to use skills like solo skills, bond skills, and try to take advantage of the drive skills and choosing where they want to attack from, because they're pretty much saying that they are going to be keeping in mind the advantageous combat result. So that pretty much means that solo skills are going to be a bit better in the hands of AI. So that could be good for, Aether raid's defense. So they're just not going to be choosing the tile priority, I guess. So the defensive tiles are the highest priority, so AI will always try to go on that. And then the flyer terrains, the only flyer exclusive tiles are going to be the second priority. And then forest tiles are the third, and trench, and then the regular tiles. So this was pretty much the tile priority of the AI. But now it will be checking for, better combat result, probably using the other skills like solo skills, drives of the allies, and the bond skills. So this is going to be really interesting, and I'm actually pretty excited for this kind of change, because the AI will get better for auto battles, which is always good for everyone. So we'll have to see how this affects the metagame, especially in Aether raids. And we're also going to be getting Dark Mythic probably in the midpoint banner. So this is pretty much going to be coming at the same time as the 7 slot Dark Mythic unit for Aether raid's defense. So let me know what you think about this upcoming update, and what are your thoughts on this. I'll be eager to hear that in the comment section down below. And I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because YouTube sub boxes are about as functional as many of the Gen 1 units who are still waiting for their weapon refines. So with that said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.